my nasiha to my own kids first and foremost, and then to everybody else watching, is there's two ways you learn in life.
Yeah.
One, somebody advises you and you take the advice, and always be that person.
Yeah.
Second, life will teach you.
Yeah.
And that's a very harsh lesson.
Yeah.
So don't wait for that. Don't wait till somebody you know is dying in your arms to remember. Instead, be the intelligent person. When you hear about something, when you see something, when somebody gives you a nasiha, an advice, take it.
Yeah.
Because when you ignore it, then you will face it. And there is no guarantee that you'll pass that test.
SubhanAllah.
If I'm here, I have at least 10, 12 people I can count right now that I grew up with that are no longer living.
Yeah.
That at 15, at 17, at 18, at 20 are dead.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a great lesson. But for them, they didn't make it to teach.
SubhanAllah.
Alhamdulillah, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm here. I thank Allah for it. But if I had a choice, I would never put anybody in that situation. I would never want anybody in that situation.
Of course.
And their experiences that you go through, you can't undo. Even for a long time, I didn't talk about these things.
Yeah.
For many years, not even to my family. Because when people watch a podcast or they watch a interview or they watch a movie, or to them it's fiction, you know. But for those of us that have been through it, you wish you could forget it.
Yeah.
You wish you could undo it, but you can't.
No.
And when you hear somebody, oh, I'm stressed out. Why are you stressed out? Because my haircut didn't come out right, or I feel like slapping them, you know. Just be real with you, you know. You feel like, you think that's a problem?
Yeah.
You try growing up with somebody that you know, knew since elementary school and had sleepovers with, and then you grow into a later time and you see their head blown off, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not in a movie head blown off, not he's going to come back another role in another movie, like.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Talk about nightmares and depression, and alhamdulillah, I'm not depressed.
Alhamdulillah.
Why? Because I have accepted Islam, and as a Muslim, I accept qadr, and I accept whatever Allah has written, so I don't have any depression issues. But there were nights I used to wake up, just those memories, and I'm talking about 10 years later.
Yeah.
Because you can't unforget it. You know, I've been to cartel places. Like, I wasn't from any cartel, alhamdulillah. But we, as gang members from San Diego, we used to obviously be foot soldiers and dealing with the MA, the Mexican mafia, and then cartels, obviously connected to the drug trade. And I've been to places personally as a teenager where the cartel had burnt people's bodies alive in drums. And I tell you, that's a smell you can never forget. So for the young brothers, look, don't wait till you get caught up in something like this, because you might be the one that's in that drum.
Allah musta'an. Allah protect us. I really appreciate you sharing it, you know. Alhamdulillah.
It's not easy, you know.
But no, of course, you know, of course. And that's the thing, you know. I think perhaps maybe because we've been so desensitized, you know, movies and programs and stuff like that, and this thing is more normalized to, like you said, being glorified, and the reality is far from what you think it is, you know. So I want to talk, we want to take it to a higher, lighter note, maybe a better note, inshallah. And that is you gave da'wah to people, you know, in those circles, you know, and alhamdulillah, many accepted Islam. You know? I want to ask you, one, when they accepted Islam, after you know everything you went through and you coming out, how did it make you feel, them accepting Islam first and foremost? And do you advise people, you know, to do that as well, to give advice, to call them to Islam, those they used to know in Jahiliyyah?
Both great questions. The feeling is undescribable, because when you grew up around death and you grew up around the gang world, you know, people overdosing, people getting killed, people, you know, ending up such bad places. Even the gang members that didn't get killed, some of them ended up becoming drug addicts. I mean, I saw one of them, a person that was from the same gang as me that I grew up with. And again, at the time I was wearing a thobe and I was wearing, you know, an imama and things, a beard. And I was coming out of a 7-Eleven and I saw him, and he was sitting in a corner, like basically like a dead body, you know. He had become real skinny, must have been either heroin or meth, I don't know. And he didn't even recognize me. You know, he had tattoos. I mean, I recognized him 100%. And he didn't recognize me. And he was like trying to beg for a quarter or something. And I remember him when he was tough, when he was strong, when, you know, when he had tons of money and things. You know, if you ever go to Tijuana from San Diego and you cross the border, when you're crossing back, there's a lot of people selling things. And they'll like wash your car for like 10 cents or $1, whatever you'll throw at them. I read tattoos. Like when I see somebody with tattoos, I read people. I mean, nowadays everybody has tattoos, but back in the old days, your tattoos would tell you what gang, what area, what neighborhood, like, you know, whether he has 18 for 18th Street or 13 for Sورينوس or CA or whatever. Some of those people from their teardrops and things, those are gang members that have done time, that are, you know, at one time must have been feared. Now they're begging to clean your car for 25 cents. So, so it's such a horrible, there's no good end.
Yeah.
So when I had friends that became Muslim and left that world, it was such a great feeling because I knew that was the only path out of a dead end. You know, so it was wonderful. Regarding whether people should go back to their old neighborhoods or, you know, I mean, I came up the gang scene. Some people come out of other scenes, you know, whether it's clubbing or partying or drugs or, you know, whatever. It depends on the person.
Okay.
I have a personality that I don't take peer pressure.
MashaAllah.
Since I was young. Yes, I joined gangs, but again, it wasn't because I wanted to be cool, not because I tried to fit in.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen the podcast or stories. So, I mean, I basically had to, or I was going to get killed, right?
Yeah.
So throughout the gang life, throughout my days with gang members, with dealing with cartels, you know, I never sipped alcohol.
Yeah.
My entire life, I've never sipped alcohol. All my friends were drunks. Everybody used to drink. We used to go to parties. They had kegs. They had all the 40, you know, back in the day, that 40 ounce, I don't know if they still have them, like 40 ounce alcohol bottles. You would have fridges just filled and anybody could go take it. It was a gang party. Drug money had paid for it. So you could drink all you want. And everybody in that entire house would be drinking except me.
SubhanAllah.
Because I don't believe in peer pressure. If I want to do something, whether good or bad or right or wrong, I'll do it. But I'm not going to do it because somebody pressured me into it.
Yeah, yeah.
And even in da'wah, we get a lot of pressure, you know, sell out here, do this here, don't go with these people, don't do this, only be this. I don't take peer pressure, you know. So I never smoked a cigarette in my life. I just didn't see the point in it. Yeah. People act like it's cool. It's not cool. You're coughing, you smell bad. It's not cool, right? I had a friend, he got drunk and he peed on himself. Yeah, it was a drunk gang member. And I was maybe 12 at the time I saw him. I said, I never want to look like that. It's not honorable. Yeah. So I never drank. So for me, when I went back in the neighborhood, I had, alhamdulillah, by the will of Allah and tawfiq from Allah, and I thank Allah, I had no temptation to go back to that life.
Yeah.
I was there to take people out. And whether they threatened me with trying to kill me, whatever it was, I wasn't going to go back to it.
Yeah.
But some people, they have that weakness. They kind of glorify their jahiliyyah in a way, and they go back, and when they go back, they kind of fall back into it. And I've seen it. Some people who went to go give their friends, you know, da'wah and ended up doing drugs with them or falling off. So it depends on the person. If you put your tawakkul on Allah, and if you feel that you're not going to get tempted to fall back in there, then yes, those people have a haqq on you. You went through, like we went through experiences. We went through getting shot at and chased by police and all that together, and getting arrested and not ratting on each other. So we had that bond. So I had to deliver the message to him. But if you're somebody who might fall back into it, then it's better you protect your iman.
Yeah. Jazakallah khair.
Hayyakumullah.
يا من صنعتم في الأرض نورا، يا قلوبا فيها الوفاء، بشركم اليوم السرورا.